Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? We're back. When my game loads up, there we go. We're back with some Oni. How the devil goes it? We wrapped up quite a short stream last night. I think we only streamed about 3-4 hours maybe last night. But we did do a bit of tinkering in the base, and we got our oil cooling setup going. We built some sleetwheat rooms that we've not yet got ready to go. Bristle Blossom rooms, again, not quite ready to go yet. Realistically, we just both need water to be pumped in. But yeah, that's our crops basically done. So what I'm going to do today is start having a look at tidying a few things up. For some reason, all of our batteries are empty. There we go. Tidying up a few things around the base. Upgrading some stuff to plastic, maybe putting in some plastic pipes. And then probably heading on down here if we've got some time. That would be the deal today. I also need to keep an eye on this up here, because it's starting to warm up, and I don't know why. And our oxygen isn't cooling down, and I don't know why. So we may have to have a look at this as well. Don't quite know what's going on up here, but everything seems fine. So yeah, first thing I want to do today. Our sleetwheat room should be almost getting down to temperature now where this can grow. So we could actually start making some sleetwheat. He just ordered a baby gate from Amazon for the cat. A baby gate for a cat? That doesn't sound like it's going to work for me, XP. How are you, buddy? How do you plan to stop a cat with a baby gate? Does not compute. Yeah, there's quite a lot of things I want to do with this base before we wrap up with it. I would like to try and get down to magma. I would like to play around with steam a little bit, I think. Something I'd quite like to do. One of the things I think we need to do sooner rather than later is start looking at getting some showers in as well. How's it going all? Can confirm, cats jump over baby gates. Good evening, nerd. How are you, buddy? I would have thought a cat would be, you know, far superior than a baby gate. This is working really well. I like this. My house is a 3-story townhouse and he keeps sitting outside my home office meowing. So I'm thinking of restricting him to the top 2 floors. He's only little, he won't jump over it for now. For now isn't very long with kittens, buddy. But fair enough. You'll have to send pictures. I'm intrigued. Right. One other thing I'd like to do is make sure that these are going. Are you going full stop now? Oh. So we are actually using our oil. That's okay. What temperature are we down here? 77 degrees, bastard. First thing I want to do is get some... use some igneous rock for this. I want some temp shift plates going into our oil. I'll just do something like that. Try and cool our oil off a little bit. It's going to take a while. What I'd like to do is get our slicksters trapped. Because at the moment they're just running free, but I run the risk of them getting submerged in oil and not working, so I'd like to get them put on a little platform. And whilst our CO2 is coming in from this pipe here, I think that sort of makes sense. So we'll get this oil cooled down to below 75, and then we can put some traps down on some mesh tiles and see if we can capture our slicksters. We do have more down here, but I'm tempted to leave them where they are for now because we don't really need them. These are consuming far more than we're producing, so... So hello, good evening buddy, how are you? It's only until it gets bigger and less annoying. Is there a reason you can't let me into your office? Petting cats tend to make them meow less and purr more. Cats never get less annoying, they just get more devious, yeah. They just get up to the no good in quiet, that's all they really do. Oh, can't we just sleep in the office? Right, what was this switch for again? This is my switch that toggles between petroleum production Wait, what was this automation for? That was for this valve. Oh, it was so I could toggle between the two. I don't remember why I did this. Like, my petroleum from both of these pumps comes out the same place. I think I might need to remove that. And we can have both of them active. I don't know why I did this liquid shut off. Let's turn this on a second. I think I did this thinking the petroleum from this one went into this tank and this one went into that tank, but that's not how my setup works, so I'm a little bit confused. So if we turn this on now, all the oil goes into here until it fills up, which it won't do when it's being used. I think this needs removing. It's like somebody's going to come down here and run it for like a second, there's going to be no oil. Yeah, let's toggle this back off. We'll just make do with the one oil refiner for now. But we'll use this one because then it takes no power. Interesting. Right, one of the other things we want to be looking at doing soon is getting some biodistillers up. So I'm thinking today I want to do a fertilizer maker room, because in order to get our sleetwheat up and running we need to start making some fertilizer. And I think a good place for that might be down here somewhere. Reason being, we're going to want our fertilizer pumping into here. Where's our hot water coming from? Hot water's coming from over this side. But our polluted water's here. Where can I run this out? So I'm thinking, like, over on this side of the base we have this little build here. We've got the same sort of build here, but without the tank at the bottom. And then this is all built up in, you know, another room. We can't move the guys, so that has to stay there. So we might as well build like a fertilizer synth room down here or something. Now, I don't quite know what sort of room to build. Because as with last time, when we started looking at it, we need to factor in the conveyors more than anything. Look, good evening, mate. How's it going? So my thinking is, if I could set this up so that some auto sweepers can just reach the floor tile, right? So if we had something like that, that'd be able to reach the floor. I'll get rid of this for a second. And we could have another set there. Refinement, isn't it? Fertilizer synth. I think they're only 3 high, they are. Just thinking we could have quite a few of these dotted in here. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, I have a plan. So, we'll get rid of you. Okay, you're going to come down here. I'm just going to map this out so I can figure out what I'm going to do. I think we'll drop this, we'll move all this one higher up, I think. This can be made of iron. This can be made of iron. Good evening, Hanno. How the devil goes it, buddy? How are you? Is it warming up over there yet? It's started to warm up a little bit, yeah? Yeah, feeling good now. Right. Okay, what I'm wondering is if basically I can get a conveyor to reach the floor on top and bottom. Which I think I can if I put it like there. Which would be pretty sweet. So if we then... refinement. Make this out of wolframite because why not? I'll leave a little space there. Nice. And then shipping auto sweeper. See, I could do it too wide and just do it nice and tall. Could use a bit of automation, do it with doors. Ooh. Decisions. If I did it with doors, I'd only need one auto sweeper. I could make it like... I could make this like 10 high. I mean, I could do something like this. Knock out a couple of tiles underneath. Decisions. Why am I using copper? I think I'm going to do something like this. And then what I'm going to do, this oil pipe that we've got coming out of here, that's nice cold oil that's been through the room, I'm going to use this to cool off our fertilizer synth rooms. And then the fertilizer that gets brought into here will be nice and cold as well. That's my plan anyway. If I was to do this again, I'd probably do it a little bit differently. I'd have my conveyor pipes going through walls, as Saturnus mentioned last night, but I didn't know about it at the time. So it'd be something like this. Which I think should work. My chat's just reconnected, by the way, so I do apologise if I've missed anything. But yeah, this is the plan first. So we'll get this up and running. I'll set a load of build orders going. And all these doors can just be automated with a nice little clock sensor. It doesn't need to be complicated. In fact, these don't need to be made of wolframite, do they? So I'm going to cool them. They can be made out of anything, really. I will need a pump in here, though, as well. Maybe we'll do something like... So let's see, that will go to there. Oh. Why do you want conveyors going through walls? I had a bit of a look on the forums today. I've not been on the forums properly for a little bit. And after what Saturnus mentioned to me last night about the running conveyors that have got material on them. So for example, I'd already seen a thing about people using like plastic and diamond to make radiators and stuff like that. But then I looked more into the thread and there was an interesting bit about... at the moment there's a bit of a bug where if you put an item through an abyssalite tile, it'll instantly drop to 20 degrees in temperature. I think it's an exploit, or it could just be the fact that abyssalite doesn't really permit temperature change. I don't really get it. I think it is a bug. However, there's another thing that people are doing, which is passing conveyor belts, so this stuff, passing it through cooled rooms and cooling the material that's on the belt, and then using that cooled material to condense like a steam geyser and things like that. So they're basically filling a conveyor line with a diamond, for example, passing it through a room, for example, with hydrogen that's being cooled by wheezeworts or anything, really, thermoregulators, anything like that. It cools down the diamond that's on the belt, and then the diamond goes down the conveyor line into the room that's hot that you want to cool down, and acts as a mass in the room to cool down the room. Which I quite like the idea of. The only thing is, I get the impression it's a dirty, dirty bug that people are exploiting at the minute, because it seems to always default down to 20 degrees if it hits an abyssalite tile. I think that's what Saturnus was mentioning last night in regards to our plastic machine that we've got down here. Our plastic currently comes out of our sweepers pick it up from our polymer presses and it goes into these tiles and on its merry way. Well, our tiles here aren't abyssalite, they're actually granite. But when they get to this point, they are granite. They are abyssalite. But ours doesn't seem to change. Ours is still like 20 odd, 30 odd degrees. So I don't fully understand it. I've not had time to do any tinkering in debug. But what Saturnus was proposing to us, because our tiles at the bottom here are a nice 20 odd degrees, we could have put our conveyors through these metal tiles and run it out the base here, so the metal tiles would cool our plastic. So at the moment we've got our plastic being cooled up here, which is fine. It's working, it's cooling it off, but if we can do it with conveyors, it might be something to look at in the future. Anyway. That's all an aside. That's all just a I need to do some tinkering and figure it out kind of moment. But it's interesting. Right, so you're going to go like that. Now then, I'm going to need to power this. I think fertilizer synths are 120, aren't they? So I think we're going to have to get some more circuits pulled off. Thanks for the explanation. Oh, you're more than welcome, nerd. Any questions like that, mate, just ask. Always. 240, 480, 960. That should be perfect. That's a 2 kilowatt circuit there. Alright, buddy. Speak to you in a bit. So yeah, this will be a 2 kilowatt circuit. The automation for the doors will be dead simple. We'll just do something like this. Oops. This is just really, really dirty. You'll be over 2 kilowatt with the gas pumps. I shouldn't be. 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 960. 480. 720. 960. That should be what, 1940 or something? 1920. I should be under, shouldn't I? Please, someone do the maths. I'm too lazy. Right, you're gonna go there. Okay. Plumbing. I'm just gonna map all this out and then we'll just leave them to smash it. Right. This is where it gets a little bit confusing. This pipe realistically needs to go. For the moment. Yeah, all this stuff can be built. I'll put it on like a priority 1. That'll be fine. I need a couple more bits of this just to let them get to the sides. It's a little bit annoying. The only other thing I would want down here is an auto sweeper on the very bottom and a conveyor loader there. And we'll get rid of that tile. Oh shit, how much did the conveyor loader take? Oh shit, I forgot about the sweeper arm, bastard. Maybe we'll just do this with 1 gas pump then. I had completely forgotten about that. You were right in what you said, Never Before. But it wasn't for the reason I thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. Fertilizer synthesizer outputs 20 grams. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, we're fine. Do this with 1 pump. We'll slap him there. So I've got a bit of an itchy nose. I trimmed my beard a little bit before and I think I've scuffed my nose. This is actually a natural gas pipe here. So we can bridge into here ultimately, which will be glorious. And we also want some automation in here as well. We'll actually put an atmo sensor up there. And we'll do the automation from... You bastard, from there. Oop. That'll be fine. We'll do wiring in a minute. We'll let him start building some of this stuff. That should be fine. So you will be able to pick up all of our fertilizer from the bottom. Then we'll do a bit of a conveyor belt. And you need to actually connect to there. Bastard. I did it from the wrong side like a noob. Big ol' noob. Okay, this oil pipe is now empty, which is awesome. Oh shit, didn't need to do that. We'll get rid of this stuff. So yeah, we'll get rid of this pipe, and then the idea is we'll bring this pipe down here a little bit and use it to zigzag through here. Now we're going to need to